Come on, Munich. And I wonder if you know how it really feels to be left outside alone when it's cold out here. Well, maybe you should know just how it feels.
Hi, my name is Gerard Albo. I'm the front of house engineer for Anastacia. I've been working in the past with Amy Winehouse, Patti Smith, Corinne Bailey Rae, Morten Harket, Alex Clark, and many others. I was one of the first to use Avid console back in 2006 with Corinne Bailey Rae. I have been waiting for the S3 since 2006. I love the venue. Of course, the profile was very welcome because more compact. But I always thought once you have the show programmed, right, if you have the luxury of having rehearsals and time to program your show, I personally did not need to take a huge control surface. I just need to tweak a few parameters during the show. But actually, the S3 control surface allows you to do. When it came, that's why I jumped on it. I think with Anastacia, the main challenge will be to conserve the dynamic. It's such a dynamic band, with quiet songs, loud songs, and the band is very dynamic, and I want to be able to reproduce this. Her voice is also very powerful, so it has to be contained. So these are the two challenges, but the Avid does a great job with this. The dynamic is superb. The sound, the new preamp sounds amazing. Also very powerful. You can customize it the way you want. It's small but very powerful machine. I love it. The setup is so small. You can do so many things. Of course, the size is always a great advantage for the promoters. You take less space. I can take the rig in my hotel room and work on the show, which I've done in the past. Fantastic. So many advantages. It's great. I can set up my front of house on my own. I don't need to have any crews. And one anecdote actually last year with Morten Harket, when we started the rehearsals and Morten arrived in the studio, he just could not believe, that was the front of house desk. I think he asked me 3 times, is that the front of house desk? But he was very pleased. I don't use any hardboards anymore. Since digital, no hardboards. Everything in the box, all with plugins. First of all, my setup is very simple. I don't have so much processing going on. I just let the band play and try to translate this as natural as possible. Plugins, though, I do have some very good plugins which I love. First of all, the Revibe. It's an amazing reverb, and the presets on them are amazing. And on Anastacia, I use a Pro compressor, and also the AE4000 or AE400 Mac DSP, which is a multi-band plugin. I may need to get this right though. Of course, the virtual soundcheck feature is amazing. You can really get into details, before the musicians arrive. You can check your PA and then make the soundcheck as quick as possible. Using Pro Tools with the S3 enables you to create a session in 1 second. Basically, all the track names pop up with all the tracks, and as you record the show and skip through scenes, the markers are assigned with the name of the track, so it's really handy after to play back a song. So it's really well integrated. It's a great feature. Well, the advantage of having your own desk, first of all, you can bring it back home. You can program it whenever you want. It's yours. It's a consistency, so you can have it, anytime you want. Basically, it's yours, so it's available. And also, on the financial side, you can make a little extra income as an engineer, which is always nice. if you're not sure of the equipment you're gonna get, you can always bring your own console. You know you're gonna be safe. For example, I had a short tour in Italy with Patti Smith for 2 weeks in December. And I offered the promoter to fly actually to Italy with my desk and stage box, and they were delighted because it is difficult. Some of the cities were very small, and it was difficult for them to provide the right equipment. Being able to bring the S3 in the plane to check it in, with the boxes, was great. So that means that I was able to tour with it everywhere. The promoter was happy, I was happy, the artist was happy. I was able to record all the show. Just countless advantages. Brilliant.